Welcome to CBS Easy.
Hey everyone! You know, every great lesson is really a kind of journey, and today we're diving into a unit that's all about that, journeys, both big and small, all starting with a story called Madam Rides the Bus. So let's meet our guide for this whole adventure, a young girl named Valli. This little sketch just captures her spirit so perfectly, doesn't it? You can almost see the curiosity and the big plans spinning in her head. And that ambition is about to kick off a really powerful story. And that's it. That's the dream. It sounds so simple, right? She just wants to ride the bus that rumbles through her village, see the town for herself, and, this is the important part, do it completely on her own. It's really a quest for that first taste of independence. And just like Valli's bus ride is about to open up her whole world, her story is the launchpad for our journey through this unit. Think of it as our ticket to new stories, new skills, and some really big ideas. Okay, so let's start where she started. How does a little girl with this huge dream actually make it happen? Well, it wasn't magic. It was all about pure, focused determination. This one sentence right here tells you everything you need to know about Valli's character. It's a tiny story about huge focus and sacrifice. I mean, think about it. Every single time she said no to a peppermint or a toy, she was saying yes to her bigger goal. The trip into town? It was amazing. Everything she imagined, dazzling sights, new sounds. But the ride home? Well, the ride home introduced her to a much harsher side of life. And that moment of sadness becomes this really profound lesson. Journeys aren't just about the exciting parts. They have light and shadow. Okay, so the unit takes that core idea of a journey and really runs with it. Valli's bus ride is just one kind of exploration. Next up, we get to explore that same theme, but through two totally different adventures. So on one hand, you've got this incredible story of endurance and planning, a couple finally getting the freedom they've earned. And on the other hand, you have a poem that's just pure explosive joy, that feeling of flying downhill on a bike. It's absolute, spontaneous freedom. Both are journeys, but they feel completely different. And this slide just lays that contrast out so clearly. For the couple, their adventure was a project, something they planned for, a structured way to finally see the world. For the boy, though, it was the total opposite. Not a plan, but a feeling. That inexplicable rush of freedom that you just can't schedule. You just have to experience it. Now, any good traveler knows you need the right gear. And for our learning journey, that gear is a powerful language toolkit. So this section is all about packing the essentials we need to communicate clearly. One of the coolest tools we're going to pack is the phrasal verb. This is where you take a totally normal verb, add a little word like up or out, and boom, you've got a brand new meaning. They are everywhere in English, and honestly, getting a handle on them is a total game changer. Let's see how it works right here. You've got the verb picked and the particle up. Now, on their own, they mean one thing, but put them together, and in Valli's story, picked up means she learned or gathered information. See? A completely new idea. And of course, the toolkit doesn't stop there. The unit also helps you build your vocabulary and sharpen your editing skills. It's all about making sure that when you tell your own stories, your message lands exactly the way you want it to, clear and powerful. So far, we've been traveling through reading. Now, we're going to switch gears and travel to a new place using a totally different sense. We're going to travel with our ears. Let's listen our way to Mizoram. Wow, I mean, that one quote just paints such a vivid picture, doesn't it? It immediately sets the scene for a place that's just brimming with music and life. It makes you want to lean in and hear more. And as we listen, this amazing picture of Mizoram starts to come together. We learn what its name means, its capital, the whole rhythm of its culture. And, maybe the most telling detail is this last one. Their folk dances aren't for an audience, they're for everyone to join in. It's all about community. All right, we've read stories, we've packed our toolkit, we've even listened our way to a new land. We finally reached the last stop on this leg of the journey. And guess what? It's your turn to be the explorer. All of the exercises that come next, the speaking, the writing, the projects, they're all designed for you to put these new skills to the test. This is your chance to go from being a passenger on this learning journey to getting behind the wheel yourself. And these aren't just random exercises. The project work gets you thinking about the real-world practical side of travel. Like these tickets here. Why are they so important? What do they really represent beyond just a way to pay? And that brings us full circle, right back to the central debate Valli's adventures kicked off. The adults in the story were definitely worried, and the writing prompt asks you to take a side. So I'll leave you with that to think about. Where do you draw the line between a child's freedom to explore and the absolute need for safety?
Thank you for watching with us. See you next time.